Hello students, I hope you are all fine and in good health. I will discuss article writing with you all. It is related with long composition and it is there in your post midterm syllabus. Now before I discuss some of the sample examples from article writing, few important points you have to remember while you do article writing. These points will help you to clear up the concepts. So before I explain you some of the important sample related solved questions from article writing, these points will help you a lot. These points are very important. Number one, give a title that catches the attention of the reader. You have to give a very catchy title that will attract the readers. Next important point, begin with a striking opening sentence which addresses the readers and gets them interested in the topic. Your opening sentence should be very strong because from the very beginning, or rather to say, from the very outset, you have to attract the attention of the readers towards your article. So, one thing you have to remember, you have to give a suitable title, or that title should be very attractive so it catches the attention of the reader. That is very important. And next one, you have to start with a very interesting or a striking opening sentence. Now because you want your readers to get invested into your composition, into your write up from the very beginning, so your opening sentence should be very impressive and it should actually attract the attention of the readers. So see, it is written begin, that is start with a striking opening sentence which addresses the readers. You have to start with a very striking opening sentence which addresses the readers, and not only that, get them interested in the topic. And you have to start your opening sentence in such a way that everyone gets interested in the topic. Present a strong argument for your ideas, supporting it with evidence or elaboration. Give a strong argument for your ideas and support it with evidence and elaboration. You have to be well detailed in your research work because ultimately you have to give a strong argument for your ideas, and you have to back it up by giving some evidence, and those evidence or those elaboration of the ideas, those evidence and elaboration should be very strong. It should be well detailed. Use linking devices. Now what sort of a linking devices? Like however, like therefore, like although, even though, in order to. Okay, in this way, these are the linking things. So I have written within quotations, however, therefore, although, even though, in order to. See, all these are written within quotations. So these are actually the linking devices. You have to make sure that you utilize these linking devices properly. So why? So that to make the composition appear a whole. So ultimately it will polish your composition. It will sharpen your wit. Your composition will be of a good standard. So linking devices, these are some of the clues. These are some of the clues that if it is used properly, the write-up will be more interesting. Okay, what are the linking devices? Like however, therefore, although, even though, in order to, all this. Introduce a new point at the beginning of each paragraph that follows to strengthen your ideas. Always start by using an innovative new point. Now an innovative new point you can use at the beginning of each paragraph, and then you can follow it up. Then ultimately what it will happen, it will strengthen your ideas. Then another important point that I would like to say right now, develop your own ideas. You have to develop your own ideas as much as you can to make them interesting and substantial. You have to develop your own ideas to make it very interesting and to make it substantial. And second last point, conclude with your strongest point. Now you start with a very strong introduction, very interesting one, so that you can hold the attention of the readers from the very outset or from the very beginning, and at the end also, while you are about to conclude it, You conclude with your strongest point. The last one, use passive voice. Always use passive voice. Humor, emotive language, rhetorical questions to provide a specific effect. You should have a good sense of humor also. You should use passive voice. Rhetorical questions also you can use, because all this will provide a special effect to your composition. So these are the important things that you have to remember. I'm just moving on to the solving part, but before that, before I end this audio presentation, I like to just roundabout, I'm just going through the points to remember part once again, so that it can be clear again, or it can be very much clear to you all. I'm just going through it once. First one, give a title, and that title should be very attractive, and your opening sentence should be very impressive, and at the same time you should write it in such a way that from the very beginning the readers are invested into your composition. You should create that interest in the readers to read your composition, and that is only possible when your opening sentence is very striking and very impressive. Next one, very very important one, strong argument. You have to have some strong argument for your ideas, the ideas that you are propagating through your long composition in the form of article writing. You should present a very strong argument for your ideas, and you should support it with elaboration or evidence. That is very important. And structurally speaking, you can use some linking devices like therefore, however, although, even though, in order to, like this linking devices you can use. Then another important point that I told, that introduce a new point at the beginning of each paragraph that follows to strengthen new ideas. Now obviously changing on the paragraph is very important, as you know. In long compositions, whether you attempt article or speech, or report, you have to change the paragraph. So at the starting point of every new paragraph, introduce a new point at the starting of every new paragraph, and then you elaborate on it. That will help you a lot. That will grow the interest of the readers related with your composition. Now another important point is develop your ideas as much as you can to make it interesting and substantial. You have to develop your ideas as much as you can, so that ultimately it will be substantial and it will be highly interesting. Then at the very end, while you conclude your article, you conclude by writing your strongest point. That is important. And finally, some more structural information that should be given, that I have given in the last point. Passive voice, you should have a good sense of humor. You can add a bit of humor also. Then rhetorical questions also you can use. Now all these things will provide a specific effect on your long composition. So that is it, dear students. These things to remember points, kindly go through it. Kindly listen to my audio presentation. If there is any doubt, kindly let me know about it. Thank you, students. Thank you all.